Marcus, so making predictions is a dangerous business. Anyway, after all of that, welcome to the commentary box, Alvin.
Hi guys, nice to be here.
Thank you. The first rack.
Yeah,
Joshua Filler to break.
I don't think we're gonna see something what happened last year in the final with a 9-0. Oh wow.
Bounce up. Ball in hand.
Well, just look at the cue ball there. This is not the start Filler wanted, but
Start the clock, please.
for Lohosam, this is a nice way to relax your way. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Down she goes.
All I'm saying is this, throughout the tournament, right from his first match, the pool gods have smiled favourably on Lohosam. Let's not forget, in his very first match, Dennis Grabber missed the 9-ball in what turned out to be the last rack. It wasn't the decider, but he might well have taken Lohosam closer. Shane Van Boening was unlucky in the decider with his break-off. Lost 7-6. Abdullah Al-Yusuf, he had multiple chances to put Lohosam away and didn't. And then in the semi-finals, Mieszko Fortunski was in front for the majority of the match, could not get the job done. Is he destined to have his name on the trophy?
Tricky little shot here.
Yeah, this is a lot thinner than it looks. Can he hold on the left side of the table for the 7? Well, he can. So it was actually okay. Crucial he gets off to the best start possible. We all know what Joshua can do. He can put 3 or 4 racks on you in about 5 minutes and put you under severe pressure.
The underdog bites in rack 1. Joshua Fuller unlucky to scratch. Lohosam did the rest. He's 23 years of age. He's 38th in the 9-ball ranking. And this is his debut in the World Pool Masters. In the semi-finals, he beat Mieszko Fortunski 7-5. And as Carl Boyce said, it was a radical improvement on his quarter-final performance against Abdullah Al-Yusuf.
Has there ever been a player in the final on his debut?
Well, of course, in the very first World Masters,
yeah.
Yes.
And it was actually an Austrian winner.
He was. Werner Dürger,
Yeah.
1993, in the famous English port city of Plymouth. Joshua Fuller, of course, it's not his debut in the World Pool Masters, but he's trying to win this for the first time and complete the Grand Slam of success in the long-standing Matchroom multi-sport events,
Right,
the likes
two.
of US Open, World
Well,
9-ball,
some to
World
break.
Cup,
Leading 1 rack
and
to-
maybe World Masters.
Well, he's going to have a shot at the 1. I think he can get his cue in. So I don't think the 3-ball is going to hinder him too much. Yeah, there you can see, just getting his cue. Next to that red 3. Hitting the ball a lot more positive. You can clearly see that.
Yeah, way more confident.
Have you played him much, Albin, over the years on the circuit?
Sorry again.
Have you played him at all?
Played him at the World Championships, first round. I think I won 9-3 or something, 9-4. He's a good player. He has a nice stroke. Just maybe a little bit of lack of confidence at the big stage. So I would be very, very surprised if against Josh here in the final. But he got nothing to lose. I mean, he's in the final on his debut. He never thought of being here, probably. So, yeah, everything's possible in Nineball with 1 on the spot.
Yeah, I recall that now. That match against Loh you played was when you got your title defence in the World Nineball underway. And who would have thought then that a month or so later you would have been here?
Yeah, I mean, he beat big names at the World Championships. He beat David, I think someone else from the big names, and he played good there. He lost to Darren in the end, I believe. I think in the last 16 or something. So he can do. I mean, he played very solid in the semis, having a good start here. And he's giving Josh a hard time.
In that Whirlpool Championship, you're right, he claimed some notable scalps. David Al-Kadi, Eklund Kachi.
Yeah.
But then he ran into Darren Appleton in the last 32 and was beaten 11-1.
Well, this is all you can ask for, isn't it? What a dream start this is.
It's the same what Kolpini did to Josh, right?
Yeah, Kopin Yi won the opening 3 racks against Philip. Philip come back and took the lot, so we know he's got that in him, but all Loh can do is exactly what he's doing now. This 9-ball for a 2-pack.
Lohosam wins the rack.
He's been defying the odds from the first match, and he continues to do so. The decided underdog coming into the final makes the better start. He leads by 2 racks to 0. Joshua Filler badly wants to win this Whirlpool Masters. When you speak to him, it is apparent.
It meant a lot to me. I never won this event before. In the first 2 or 3 years, I never won a match. I got out in the first round, so obviously I'm fighting for the win. Lohosam is a great player. I mean, against Abdullah, both players were kind of struggling. But when you play anyone in the final, you have to play your best, and I will try it.
Important always to respect the opposition goal.
Yeah, Joshua knows what can happen on a pool table. Loh keeps breaking and getting a shot, and the balls are open.
Thank you, rack 3.
This could easily turn to
Lohosam
4s
break.
and
Leading
5
2
packs.
racks to 0.
Cue ball's coming over to this side of the table again, and this is pretty much exactly the same shot.
Yeah, it is.
Two ball goes in the left centre. It also goes in the bottom left corner. And he's having a look, so maybe it's tight in the corner. Definitely got a piece of that pocket.
Oh,
This is what Josh has been waiting for. What's he going to be left with?
yeah, I think he should have taken the extension on this shot.
This looks a little tricky.
Is it good? Maybe in the side.
Oh, this is a nice shot. Very nice shot indeed. Doesn't hang around, does he? Joshua Filler plays on pure instinct, sees the shot, gets down, aims, pulls the trigger.
Extension, please.
As soon as the 8 ball went in, he asked for his extension. If you've got one, why not use it? It's a 30-second shot clock and one 30-second extension per player per rack.
Yeah, Joshua does that a lot on the 9-ball.
Joshua Filler wins the rack.
And Filler is off the mark. So, Lohosam judged the 2-ball badly, made contact on the way through, and Joshua Filler gets off the mark. Nevertheless, Lohosam, making his debut in the Whirlpool Masters, still leads 2-1, and it's fair to say he's having the time of his life.
Joshua is a very good player, and I watched his match yesterday with Skyler, and yeah, he's very aggressive player, and he just like nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose. That could most certainly apply to Lohosam if he were to capture this title, Carl. It would be one of the big upsets in Matchroom multi-sport events in recent years.
Yeah, it would. To be fair, it really would.
Thank you, rack
He was looking good, but
Joshua Filler to
just
break, trailing
that
by 2 racks
mistake
to
in
1.
the last rack. This is what you can't do against the man breaking. Cue ball's got kicked again. Did in the first rack. He's going to have a shot, and that's all that matters. Cue ball's got lost a little bit, hasn't it, on the 8? So he's got to be careful now. Just got out there. He wanted to be a little bit higher. Never easy when you're striking down on the cue ball. to
Extension,
gauge the
please.
pace of the shot can always be tricky.
What you notice with Joshua Filler, though, amongst his many golden assets, when he's trying to pot with the cue ball close-tied cushion, or any cushion, he's very reliable.
Yeah, good cue ball control there. Playing off 2 rails into the big open space. Doesn't want the cue ball on the rail. As long as the natural path is just going to roll up table for the 9. It's going to be a little bit wrong. So it's a little thin one to tie the match up.
It is 2-2 in the final of the Whirlpool Masters of 2022. A race to 9 for one of the most coveted titles in this sport.
Thank you, rack 5. Joshua Filler to break. 2 racks each.
after a slightly slow start to his semi-final against Ko Pin. Ko didn't see him for dust. He won the next 7 racks in very quick succession. I wonder whether we're going to see something similar here, Cole.
Well, I think the 1 passes the 8. He was likely to look. And if it does, well, the balls are all right, aren't they? No clusters. One of the purest strikers of a pool ball you're likely to see.
Seeking his 2nd title in 6 days. On Monday, he won the Treviso Open in Northern Italy on the Euro Tour. In 2022, he's also won the Bigfoot Challenge at the Derby City Classic and the European Straight Pool Championship. But he's also been beaten in 3 finals, which hurt. Derby City Classic Nineball, Lascaux Open European Tour event, and part of the Matchroom Multisport Pool Series Premier League pool when he lost in the title match to Albin Ouchen. So he's been involved at the business end on a regular basis here.
Extension, please.
There you see it again, the extension used for the 9-ball.
The additional composure time, just eliminating even the nth degree of doubt about what was a stock 9-ball. Joshua Filler was 2-0 behind. Now, though, he's in the ascendancy at 3-2. In this tournament, he has won 24 racks so far and lost only 6. And when he pots his next ball, that will be 200 for the event, Cole.
And he's only missed 5 pots all week.
And just to put that into perspective, Lohosam missed more than 5 pots in the quarter-final and still won it. He has been so reliable. I think it's one of the best tournaments from start to finish I've ever seen Joshua Filler play. But Lohosam will not surrender. He will not go easily.
Q rack 6. Joshua Filler to break, leading 3 racks to 2.
Cue ball's close to the wickets, but it's not going to go. Oh, the bank went. First glance, I thought the 6-ball was in the way. Does everything so strong, does Josh? You could see, just missed the 6. Banks the ball good. Strength is, well, out-and-out shot-making ability. Safety game, often doesn't get spoke about that much. But he does that well.
Extension, please.
Well, he won't be taking his extension on the 9-ball this time because he feels the need for extra thinking time on this one.
Pay attention to where he's put the 2-ball. He's put it in an area where the pink 4 come into play as well, just in case he messed up the cue ball position. So Lohos in a bit of trouble. Going at this off one rail, can't really be sure what's going to happen, so he's decided to go with pace and he's give up ball in hand. Where's the 3 going? 3's tied up a little. Maybe there's a combination on 3-6. Looks like it can be made, but it's give Phil something to think about at least.
Lohosam's time dwindling to nothing undoubtedly influenced the inaccuracy of that escape attempt.
So he's had to play safety. It's another good one. Low can go off the side rail with a bit of right hand spin, get to the 3. If he can hit the short rail, so play it 2 rail. He could play it slow as well. If he plays this pacey, he'd love to hit the short rail as well. Well, if that had gone in, Phil, I didn't have a clue how.
Almost cocked a snook at physics, that one. Nearly, not quite enough juice.
Very good at that shot as well. The straight drawback shot. Cue ball fizzing away. Just so reliable in this position. You could maybe count on one hand throughout the season when Villa doesn't clear the table, when they're all open like this.
Yes, in the semi-finals last year against Shane Van Boening, as he said before in an interview we've aired this evening, he did waste some chances. He's determined to avoid a repeat.
In
the tournament as a whole, he's been as sharp as a needle, and there's nothing changed in the final, it seems to me. He was completely unflustered by losing the opening 2 racks, and now he's won 4 in succession. So we've seen the overall tournament statistics for Joshua Filler. Not so impressive, Carl, for Lohosam.
Yeah, we talked about the missed pots. 26 missed pots to Filler's 5. Incredible. Break and run 30% though. It's not too bad. But the main thing is in the final.
He certainly had his money's worth. He beat Dennis Grabber 7-4, then Shane Van Boening 7-6, Abdullah Al-Yusuf 7-6, Mieszko Faczynski 7-5.
Thank you, rack 7.
Yeah, you wouldn't like to
Joshua Filler to break, leading
pay
4
that
racks
table
to 2.
like Bill, would you, Phil? Cue ball's got kicked around 10. 5 ball's going to spoil something. Yeah, you just knew it was coming flying down towards the 2, and I think Joshua can't pop the 2, so he's going to have to play a safety. If you're new to Nineball, you've just tuned in to this final of the Masters. After the break shot, you can play a push out. What that means is he could just touch the cue ball, he could roll it wherever he wanted, he could pot a ball, and then when his opponent comes to the table, he would have the option of playing or passing it back. This is no good. Whenever you're playing safe, the idea is you try and put the 2 ball safe as well. You don't put it over the pocket.
An unusual miscalculation.
That was a nice strike. Clock doesn't stop when you want the cue ball cleaned.
Extension, please.
Otherwise you'd keep getting the cue ball cleaned. He's aiming low. I think he's putting a big power draw stroke on this, trying to find the top rail and back out. And he is. I think he's going to need another one. Pinched a bit. Will he bump into the 8 ball? He's trying to get straight on the 5 so he could play the 6 in the left corner. If he can hold it, he will do, to play the 6 in the same pocket. Yeah, so he can. He was actually run down further than I thought he could, so he's okay here. Didn't really get into that cue ball. Now he's got a little tester. It's a little thin one.
And under pressure, we've seen this kind of shot, this 8 ball, overcut a lot.
Cue ball might be running into the 9. He can just miss the 9. He could. What's the kiss like? It's not bad. It could have been worse. He's got a shot in the right centre pocket. He's right behind it, so this should be okay for low.
Lohosam wins the rack.
He continues to be stubborn and resilient as he's been from rack 1 of this World Pool Masters. Just when you think Joshua Filler might be asserting his authority, he plays that poor safety shot on the 2 ball, and Lohosam dishes up to trail by just a single racket, 4-3. Carl, what a revelation he's been.
Yeah, he has been a revelation. Low to break, trailing 4 racks to 3. Oh, the 9-ball was moving.
Well, ringing mobile phones haven't been an issue this week, Carl, but they're in the final. One went off.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite funny because obviously Brendan's a professional snooker referee. And if this was at the Crucible, he'd be telling him to turn the phones off, but Pool's a bit more relaxed, isn't it? He's not actually said anything. Those Pool players just get on. We don't care what's going on. Nice pot. Nice pot indeed. This is vital. He clears the table now. He's got to show filler. He's not going to fold in this final. If you want to win, you got to beat me.
We talked about the similarities between the final last year and this. Here's another one. If you recall, Carl, Alexander Kazakis was very upset about his performance in the semi-final last year against Declan Kachi, even though he won the match. And who was there to offer some pearls of wisdom and say, get yourself together, come on, go again for the final? Kelly Fisher. And she is the one who's been in Lohosam's corner all week. Her name isn't on the Whirlpool Masters trophy, and yet, in successive years, Kelly might well be a very influential figure.
Well, it might have to be Coach Kelly if Lowe goes on to win this event. Yeah, it's a good point, that, Phil. Forgot about that. She were having a little word with Kazakis.
Tough love. She told him what for. Get yourself together, basically.
Maybe she knows something we don't about this game. Yeah, striking the ball a lot better. The balls are going more in the centre of the pocket. You could play this in the left centre, but a lot of players would play it up into the corner. Just because you know you can hit the rail, it'll still slide in. Personal preference.
It was 2-2. Now it is 4-4. It is night time in Gibraltar, and we're still in the dark as to who will win our tournament. The Whirlpool Master? Well, it could be Filler, it could be Lohosam. Right now, take your pick. It's 4-4 in a race
Rack
to 9.
Lohosam to break. 4 racks each.
Yeah, he's breaking well, isn't he? He's often setting this type of shot up, you know. With cue ball, he's like sort of going just off full. It's not a cut break, but it's not full. And the cue ball's just kind of finding its way over to the left side of the table. The one ball's coming. And if no random ball gets in the way, he's getting a shot. Got to play good in here, though. Doesn't have a big angle there, so he's got to play this with high left. Get this cue ball moving. He's got to watch the purple 5. That's a big ball. That's okay, he run into it. There you could see the left hand spin. May drag this cue ball, aiming low. Cue ball starts off fast. Yeah, by the time the cue ball gets to the object ball, it's slowed right down. It's a nice shot. He's in prime position. He's telling Filler, I'm here to win. He's a completely different player, isn't he, Phil? He really is. We've said he's missed a lot of balls, but the semi-finals and the first 9 racks of the final, he's playing beautiful.
Yeah, well, the fact is, he has missed a lot of balls over the piece, but they were concentrated in 2 matches. His first against Dennis Graver, and particularly in that error-strewn quarter-final against Abdullah Al Yusuf. In his other 3 matches, he's been, as you say, unrecognisable. Much more likely to come up with the goods. And when you think Abdullah Al Yusuf was in to win, and he missed quite a straightforward 5-ball. That was in the deciding rack. Lohosam survived that scare, and now look at him go.
Lohosam wins the rack.
For the first time since 2-0, Lohosam is in front. He's regained the lead at 5-4. Could this be the biggest check, the biggest achievement of his career? You see, this is big money pool, $100,000 the total prize fund here, and now it's the business end. The runner-up will be consoled to a certain degree by $13,000, but the winner receives the jackpot, $25,000. And for Lohosam, that represents a king's ransom. When he got the invitation, you know, to compete here, he described it, I saw an article in the South China Morning Post, he described it as a dream come true. That was just playing here. Now he's only 4 racks away from winning it.
Yeah, what an incredible story.
Rack 10. Lohosam to break.
unfolding
Leading
here.
5 racks to 4.
There's a trio of dangerous pool players. It's a bit late for Albin. They're on the sidelines, sweating this match. Where's the cue ball going to finish? The Browns 7. Well, this is interesting. Is this some sort of 1-9 combo? If there is, where do you push to? If the 1-9 combo is set in the corner, where do you push to? Let's have... it's not quite set.
Push out goal.
Cautious, conservative with a small c. Is it sensible?
Well, it's not a combination, but often when they're touching, if you hit the opposite side of the one ball, it can be made, but I don't think Josh can. Cue ball needs to go down. Wow, he's lost the cue ball here. He has lost the cue ball here. It's a big shot. Cue ball's going to be going 3-4 rails for position on the blue 2 in the same pocket as this one. That's okay, he's got an angle.
You get the sense, Cole, he's beginning to believe that he can do this.
Extension, please. Extension,
I mean,
please.
I know we're talking about Joshua Filler being favourite. And I know we talk about last year's final, but Kazakis was more than capable of beating SVB. It was just the scoreline that was the surprise. But this man playing this shot now, he's more capable. Yeah, we've seen misses, we've seen strange shots, but we've seen some good stuff. Let's not forget, he beat the world Nineball champion SVB. Maybe we're not giving him the credit he deserves. Yeah, the cue ball's bounced off enough where he can aim anywhere he likes on the cue ball. Might play this with a little bit of running right and spin. Could also play it with left and come off 2 rails. This can often get lost though. Needs the cue ball to slow down. It's running away from him a little bit. He's got a tester. You just feel like this is the biggest test of this final now for Lowe. This is a big shot coming up, Phil.
Yeah, it's got all of the hallmarks of a pressure ball.
If he can knock this 7 in clean, he can definitely win this final. Biggest shot of the week. It's in the middle. It's in the middle. He's looking good.
The fairy tale is alive and kicking. When we started this event, 24 players lined up. He wasn't considered by many to be a potential winner, but he thought he could do it. And maybe he can. He needs 3 more racks. This is his route to the final. He beat Dennis Grabber from Estonia in prelims. Grabber, well, he might have made it 6-5 but missed the 9-ball. Then he led Shane Van Boning 6-3. He missed a pot down the rail. We thought Van Boning was going to escape. He didn't do it. In the quarterfinals, it was poor quality, but enthralling stuff, dramatic. He won 7-6. And then he broke and ran the last 2 racks under pressure to beat Mieszko Fortunski. Look at the serene progress by comparison of Joshua Filler. 7-1 over Skylar Woodward, 7-0 over
Lohosam to break.
Dennis Okolio, and then winning 7 racks in succession to beat Ko Pin-Yi in the semi-finals. But then, of course, the slate was wiped clean.
Oh, the great break off. The ones going near the side pocket. Sometimes you're just destined to win. Filler's had an easier route, and I don't mean easier as in the players, I just mean the scoreline. Lohosam's had some help from his opponents at the right time. And as you rightly said, Phil, the slate was wiped clean. Oh, that's a miss hit. That's a bad shot. He wanted the cue ball right over to the left side of the table. Now this is a tricky pot. Hit it too full. And that's why the pace has died down and left him this shot. 9-ball may also play a role, in this shot, because if he pots it, he's got to be wary of that ball. What has he left here? I don't think Josh can play a combo, but can he go rail first, clip the 2 and pot the 7? That's what he's looking at. No, Lohosam, he got away with it. He left Joshua in a world of trouble. We've just spoke about destiny. Is Lohosam destined to win this year's World Pool Masters?
We keep waiting for the turning point, and it's not showing up.
Playing this ball in the side. Has he scratched? No, he's not. Can he pot the 3? Wasn't trying to run into the 3 ball there. He's looking at the potting angle, so he can. Are we seeing the wheels falling off? This time he doesn't get away with it. He's let Filler back in here. Is this the moment Joshua's been waiting for? Cue balls. Yeah, it's going to pull up. It's okay. It's going a little long. Joshua's going to be feeling it. He's human.
He's got the channel experience and his sumptuous skill. one final push.
Joshua Filler wins the rack.
The man with the uncanny knack of making the game look easy is not finding this Whirlpool Masters final easy. No siree. But at least he's pulled one back. Lohosam is only 6-5 ahead.
Wasn't it, to get a bigger lead? Filler's still there, he's holding on.
Thank you, rack 12. Joshua Filler to break, trailing by 6 racks to 5.
This time Josh makes 2 balls, I believe. He's got a shot of the 2. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky pot. Delicate with the cue ball.
Yes, at this stage, everything is demanding.
Cue ball's going to go in between the black 8 and the green 6. Gets down as if it's over the pocket and just slams it in. Didn't have much of an angle there, that's why he had to play it so hard.
The 30-second shot clock here is not a factor at all. Really getting on with this, playing naturally, aggressively, assertively. Maybe trying to send a message. I said right at the start of
Thank you. Rack 13, Joshua Filler to break. 6 racks each.
It is all tied up in the final, but one player has the advantage. Mr. Filler, because he gets to break in rack 13. The 5 ball is down, but maybe the 1 is obstructed. I think it is.
Looked like Josh was going to end up having a nice table layout here, but as you can see, the 3 balls bouncing down towards the 1. It's now a race to 3. It's another safety shot that he's not going to be happy with. Not protected the 1 ball. This is cuttable.
Yes, similar to rack 7 when he committed the cardinal sin of not getting the object ball safe. In that case, it was a 2 ball over the opposite bottom pocket.
And he's made it. Where's the cue ball going to finish? It's okay, you know. It's okay. He can cut this 2 ball in.
That was a hard stopper. Caught a lot of the jaws, but it just about flopped in.
Yeah, the balls have started to go in. Not as convincingly now as we approach the end of this final. Just going to flip the ball over to the left, play the green in the 6 pocket, same pocket. Needs to slow down though. It's a bit lively. It is a bit lively. You can still cut this in.
Extension, please. Extension, please.
But now the cue ball is going to be travelling back up top of the table off the top rail to come back down. And he's got to use a longer cue. Sometimes when that happens, you end up putting too much pace into the cue ball because the cue becomes a little powerful. Still can't really reach it. He's overdone it. What's he left Josh? What has he left Josh? Lohosam has just started to falter a little bit, but this is nasty. This is not easy for Josh. The pot isn't too bad, but it's controlling the cue ball. That's the shot of the match for me. That was a wonderful shot, really was. Spinning the cue ball into the 6, purposely bumping into the 7.
Extension, please.
When Lohosam 6, there was far too much cue between bridge and cue ball. It was highly unlikely he had the stability to knock it in.
Yeah, and the mistake come from the previous shot, didn't it? That's where the mistake come, because he lost the cue ball position. 6-4 up. He had a chance. Now he's just had another chance, but he's about to go 7-6 down. The killer, he's on the move.
Joshua Filler wins the rack.
Yeah, Joshua Filler delighted there to get that rack under his belt. It was all about the 6 ball. Pia Filler, she's also delighted. The wife of Joshua. All about the 6 ball. Lohosam missed it. Joshua Filler didn't just pot it, he potted it with position in mind, and it all worked out a treat. That's the 6 that Lohosam rather overcut. And I'm with Carl Boyes here. The 6 that Joshua Filler knocked in, and then getting the 7 out. You know, we could look back on that as being the pivotal moment.
Yeah, and even potting the 7, the cue ball was tight on the rail. He just makes it look easy. They were nasty shots. 2 of them, they were brutal.
Trying to remain focused, but he must realise that was a chance
Joshua
gone
Filler
a-begging.
break. Leading 7 racks to 6.
He's lost the cue ball. Is the 2 gonna fall? No, it's not. You can see the difference. If the cue ball was in the centre of the table, off the break shot, he'd have an easy shot. This is why they try and keep the cue ball in the centre of the table, because when you lose the cue ball, more often than not, you can't really see anything or do anything. You can see the 2, but, well, what do you do? Answers on a postcard.
Extension, please.
The situation simply tailor-made for an extension. Needs extra thinking time.
Well, it's in. I think I'm getting old, Phil. I'm getting old.
Well, if you're old, I'm obsolete.
Oh yeah, I'm not that old. Trying to play this into the rail. This makes the 6 ball a bigger ball rather than going straight into the 6. This is attacking. Oh, that is the shot of a champion. It really is. He has really gone for this.
I thought that, Carl, you were going to break out into the walk-on music, like at the Moscone Cup, and they all sing, "Oh, Joshua Filler." He's coming up with the goods, delivering at the right time, as he does so often.
Don't give up your day job, Phil. He's won so much in the sport of Nineball as Josh. Still only a young man, 24 years of age. He's still a baby. He's won Moscone Cups, MVPs, World Nineball champion, US Open champion, World Cup of Pool.
Joshua Filler wins the rack.
In this match, he was considered the veteran, and yet there's only 1 year between them. Lohosam 23, Joshua Filler 24. And now he stands on the hill, on the cusp of completing that holy grail, the clean sweep of long-standing Matchroom multi-sport events. He's won the US Open, he's won the World Nineball Championship together with Christoph Reichers. He's won the World Cup of Pool for Germany, and now he's on the brink of being the World Pool Masters Champion. And this rack was not straightforward, far, far from it. Intricate stuff required.
Yeah, come with 2 big shots there, just like the previous rack as well, at 6-6. He's had to work for the racks, he's had to pull out the big shots, and now he's breaking for the title.
And for the last time in the tournament, so he wants to make the most of it. Watch out for a blockbuster.
Thank you, rack 15. Joshua Filler to break, leading 8 racks to 6.
Has he got a shot? He has got a shot. He has got a shot at the 2-ball. Look at the balls. Joshua Filler. He's one of the best players in the world in open play. And when it's for the title, well, he doesn't often falter.
Yep.
Asking for the cue ball to be cleaned, as Carl Boys explained a little earlier. That comes out of his own time. So Brendan Moore hurrying to get the job done.
Okay.
Yeah, what often happens is when you break, use another cue. So because you're hitting the cue ball so hard, often there's a round circle of blue or green chalk, whichever colour you use. And at times, in your very next shot, it can be sat where you want to strike the cue ball. Striking down on the cue ball, that might affect
Extension, please.
how far he comes back. Well, he's actually put the extension on his cue now. I mean, doesn't need the extension, but I can only think this is to get a little bit more power. And there's a lot of cue from his hand to the cue ball. Oh, he's fired it in. He's fired it in.
And he's fired up. He knows he's getting ever closer to glory.
Yeah, he's quite a nervous player, as crazy as that sounds. That's why you see all these emotions that he goes for. He's a bit edgy at the table when he knows this is for the match. He just wants to make sure he doesn't do anything silly.
He's dealt with the most extreme pressure when on the verge of being world champion, US Open champion, winning Mosconi Cups for Europe, and now he's dealing with it again.
Yeah, I'm looking at Pia Filler and she's in absolute bits here. She's not handling the nerves too well from the sidelines. But it's all over, folks. This 9-ball for the win.
Filler, killer. When the chips were down and he was under extreme pressure put there by Lohosam, Joshua Filler found a way. The man eats at the top table of international pool, and now he's ticked off another box on the wish list. It's a clean sweep for Filler. He's won them all. World Cup of Pool, US Open, World Championship, and now World Masters. And Cole, he's loving it. You know, there's a rich history of German success in this event. The great Ralph Suke has won this tournament on a record 6 occasions. Thomas Engert won it twice. And now, into the fray, into the winner's circle for Germany goes Joshua Filler. But Carl, a word for our runner-up Lohosam, who performed wonders.
Yeah, the last 2 matches he played well. Just one little mistake there in the middle of the match, otherwise it could have been so different. But he'll be back to live another day. We'll see him at the UK Open, no doubt.
He's won 6. 2 titles in 6 days. And a big hug from his wife. On Monday, he won the Treviso Open on the Euro Tour in northern Italy. He comes straight here, immediately turns his attention to capturing this title. As for Lohosam, he gets encouragement, support and a big hug from Kelly Fisher, who played a big role in a really brave run. But it wasn't quite good enough because Joshua Filler again adds to his immense trophy cabinet. Look at the emotion coming out. It's now traditional for him to clamber on top of the table. He's on top of the world. He wins the first prize of $25,000 US, and right now he's feeling $1 million. Come through these match stats for me.
There you see Joshua Filler, just the 2 missed pots, 5 for Lowe, but it was the rack where Lowe missed 2 balls, what have effectively cost him this match. What a player, 56% break and run.
In Gibraltar, Josh is the boss. Here's Michael.
Thank you very much, Phil. Firstly, everyone, a round of applause for our 2 finalists. Joshua, many, many congratulations. You're one of the hardest working players we know. How much does this mean to you?
It means a lot to me. I mean, when you look back at this final, he was up, I was up, he was up. It went back and forth. What a final that was. I mean, obviously we didn't play our best, but it was the final. It's just unbelievable.
You've come into this week in good form. You felt ready, energised. Were you confident throughout?
Yeah, of course. I mean, in every match you can see it. Against Dennis, for example, against Ko, I was behind and then fought back strong. And in the final as well, I just want to fight until the end, that it paid off, and that nevertheless, hats off to him. He played an unbelievable tournament. He beat Shane Burning, the current world Nineball champion, so he played an amazing tournament as well.
Absolutely. We'll finish on you in a second, Josh. Lohosam, you've had a very, very good week. You must be very proud of yourself.
Yeah, it was a real experience. Yeah, the best experience ever.
Fantastic. And you beat the world champion, Shane Van Boning, as well. You were close here, so you're looking forward now to pushing for the rest of the year on the Matchroom Nineball Tour?
Yeah, I would like to have more tournaments to get more, like, oh shit, I'm speechless.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So much happy.
Absolutely. It's been a great week, and you've had Kelly Fisher coaching you as well, so you're really prepared, focused for the next few months.
Yeah. She will help me a lot for the coming up for UK Championship and World Cup of Pool.
Want to see you back on the Lohosam. Lohosam, everyone. Josh, get the feeling that we're going to be seeing you on the winner's circle here for many, many years. What's the goal? To win as many trophies as possible?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to get better and better, obviously. I still make many mistakes, for example, in the safety things. I can still do better. I'm just going to work on that and try to be better.
And obviously retain that next year.
Yeah, I mean, I will come back, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. It's time now. Emily Fraser, the Managing Director of Matchroom Multisport. Joshua Filler, 2022 World Pool Master! So, there's your confirmation that Joshua Filler is the 2022 World Pool Master. Some absolutely huge names there. And Josh is now on that list, and well deserved too. He's been absolutely fantastic. Another fantastic week here in Gibraltar. It's been a really fun week. Loads of talking points, loads of top players going out early. But the one seed that did stay in until the latter stages was Joshua Filler. And he is the champion. And there's Joshua there, sealed with a kiss. Joshua and Pia and Carl.
I knew he was going to do that.
Yeah, you had it in your hand as well.
Great minds.
Carl, Joshua Filler, even from the first match after that Skylar Woodward performance, you just got that feeling this is the guy who's going to win it.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal performance. Even in the final, he was put under pressure. Lohosam played great. He carried his performance on from the semis. That's what he needed to do. Just middle of the match, just a couple of opportunities gone. Joshua, what a player, honestly.
What a player indeed. But a word on Lohosam, who really gave him a good go, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a great final. You know, obviously I was in the com box. Weren't many mistakes, had it all. You know, he had the lead, Josh come back. It was just a classic final, really good final.
Was it better for Josh to maybe have a break, or Lohosam sort of just stayed on the table? Because it's different, isn't it, when you have a bit
you could say that. I know they say that in other sports, but I don't think it matters. Adrenaline takes over. You know, you're in the heat of battle, and you just got to get on with it. But Joshua Filler just plays on instinct. He plays a lot of shots where, because he gets down quick and he plays them, you think it's easy, but they're tricky shots.
Josh is going to be on that winners table with myself and Emily for many years to come, isn't he? He's just got that killer instinct.
He's still only 24. He's pretty much won everything in the sport of pool. You know, World Nineball champion, US Open champion, World Cup of Pool, World Masters. He's won a ton of Euro tours. You know, 24 years of age, winning all that. It's incredible.
This sport is growing at such a rapid pace. Players all around the world, they'll be watching it all around the world today. And we have got so much to look forward to going forward. You're gonna miss us, aren't you? Well, you don't have to wait too long, because May the 17th we're back, the UK Open Pool Championship, live from the Copper Box Arena. Over 200 players playing. So many talking points there. We cannot wait for that. And then it's the World Cup of Pool, June the 14th to the 19th. And then there's Carlo Biardo there, the US Open Pool Championship. That was such a special tournament. So many great majors to come.